Coming up on Mountain News this morning, 3 men who were charged in the connection with a double murder in Pike County had a hearing continued. And new information about 3 deaths in Johnson County related to the winter storm.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News This Morning.
Welcome to Mountain News This Morning. I'm McKinley Calandrito here with you on this Friday, January 30th. The time is now 5:31. Let's check in with First Alert meteorologist Megan Desmall for a look at your forecast this morning. Megan, good morning. I know we have some snow in the forecast.
We do. It's also very cold. I would like to add that. I mean, we're still talking about these cold temperatures now. It's been over a week and it's not changing as you're heading out the door this morning. Looking at a mixture of teens and 20s all across the region. Warmest temperatures right now, 23 degrees. That's in Stanton, Middlesboro, Monticello. Coldest temperatures, 14 degrees in Logan. We head into the afternoon around 1 o'clock to 2 p.m. That's when we'll see the warmest temperatures of the day in the mixture of the mid-20s. Some folks will be a little bit warmer, though, as you do travel closer to that Tennessee and Kentucky border. 35 is that high in Jacksboro. But as we head into the rest of your day, what we're also watching out for is a winter weather advisory highlighted for those purple counties and a winter storm warning for our counties highlighted in pink, which will see elevated chances for some snowfall heading into the next several hours. Here's a look at satellite and radar, though, to just show you where we're looking at right now. Some flurries hanging out across the region, but those chances of flurries will elevate into snow as we're heading into the mid-morning hours. McKinley.
Thank you, Megan. 3 men who were charged in connection with a double murder in Pike County had a hearing continued. Jolyn McCree, Devin Overstreet, and Orlando Pack were charged in connection with the deaths of Jacob Adair and Rodney Estep. The incident happened in 2023 near the Tug Fork Apartments in the Belfry area. A third person, Chastity Adair, was also shot and injured during the incident. The next hearing for the 3 defendants was scheduled for March 12th. Governor Beshear says at least 12 deaths in Kentucky were related to the winter storm. 3 of those are in Johnson County. As Ariana Mintz reports, we are now learning about what happened to them.
We're still reporting 11 confirmed deaths, but our team is investigating the possibility of more.
This is Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear at a press conference Thursday morning, taking to social media later in the day to say the number of people who died from the winter storm seen in the area over the weekend increased to 12 people. 3 of these people were from Johnson County.
We're praying for all the families that have been impacted by this storm.
Governor Beshear says 2 of the men who died from the county were 71 years old and the other one was 64. The judge executive says these 3 people died from different circumstances. One person died from slipping while checking on his neighbor.
I think he fell at the neighbor's door, outside his door, and he passed away as a result of his fall.
A second person was just trying to get up his driveway in an off-road type vehicle when things took a turn for the worse.
The vehicle left the roadway, slid off the roadway, and pinned the individual, and he did not survive that incident.
The third person died from a cardiac event in his home. And
obviously, access to homes have been very challenging with the weather, and so EMS did their best to get there as quickly as they could. But given the circumstances actually to his home, the time that lapsed, he did not survive his cardiac event.
Ariana Mintz, WSAZ, Johnson County.
71-year-old Harold E. Prince died, as well as 71-year-old Ray Reeder. Wednesday, we told you about Reeder, who died in an ATV incident and served the Paintsville Fire Department for decades. 64-year-old William Fairchild was the third victim. One of those people who died in the cold weather was in Pulaski County. Officials believe 62-year-old James Phillips froze to death after losing his power in his trailer. The Pulaski County coroner Clyde Strunk says it was 9 degrees outside and it was the same temperature inside. There were no heating alternatives source working in the trailer.
We surely can't blame anybody. It's just tragic that he might not have made a phone call Some of us would have gladly picked him up, took him to a warming shelter.
Officials want to remind people that there is always a warm place to go and shelters available in the extreme cold weather. Marvin Knuckles, an inmate at the Eastern Kentucky Correctional Complex in West Liberty, died early Tuesday morning after sustaining a head injury. Knuckles was reportedly working with a group of inmates to remove snow and ice debris outside of the complex when he fell and hit his head, then later died. After this incident, the jailer at the Kentucky River Regional Jail in Hazard talked about how they work to keep safety a top priority.
We try to make sure that our inmates on work release, have all the safety equipment that's needed for them to get out and perform that function. Of course, safety is a priority type thing for us. We try to look at every situation and determine the risk in it, whether we're capable of doing it or not doing it, and try to not put anybody in harm's way.
Allen says they have a firewood program where they deliver firewood to community members in need. And for that, they are provided with steel-toe boots and other necessary safety equipment. 2 Central Kentucky shoppers are recovering after falling ice sent them to the hospital on Wednesday afternoon. It happened just outside a store in Lexington. Madison Porter spoke to them about what exactly happened.
After 5 days stuck at home from the winter storm, Shannon Leva and Irvin Coffey wanted to get out. They Ubered to Meijer Wednesday afternoon, but ended up in the emergency room instead.
So we go out there to unload the grocery cart. So he's doing it, but I'm standing there, and all of a sudden something like that big and that wide, solid ice landed on my head and busted my skull open.
It happened around 3 in the afternoon under the awning on the side of the building. The 2 best friends say everyone was quick to help with calling 911 and grabbing bandages. Paramedics rushed Leva to the hospital. She needed 2 staples in her head, and Coffey says he suffered a bruised spinal cord.
It felt like concrete blocks. Yeah. I've never been hit by concrete blocks, but it was like bricks.
They're okay now, but say they were scared for Leva's life after seeing the blood rushing down her face.
I kept saying, am I gonna die?
I wish it was me instead of her.
You can see carts and ropes are blocking this spot now. The 2 victims say those weren't here when ice fell on them Wednesday. Coffey says the real problem is the roof design.
It's like metal or something rounded. So there's no gutter, it's just round, and so it just slid right on.
Employees filed an incident report on scene, and Meijer reached out to Leva Thursday morning. In a statement, a spokesperson says they've been working to keep stores open and safe. They say the icicles have been removed from the store's roof, and the team will monitor the situation as the unique winter weather continues. As for Leva and Coffey, they hope other customers stay safe.
Always look up.
Yeah.
Always be more aware of your surroundings.
In Lexington, Madison Porter, WKYT.
Meijer said they will continue to check on the 2 customers as they recover from their injuries. Snow and ice can be rough on first responders. In Montgomery County, an EMS supervisor says snow and ice on steep driveways can make it tough for paramedics to even get to the patient's front door. Battalion Chief Zach Adams tells us earlier this week they couldn't get a patient home from the hospital because conditions were unsafe.
There's no way that an ambulance is going to be able to get up there. This is one of those situations, if the patient's not able to, I don't even know if we could get a staff vehicle up here. This is a situation where we'd have to get an engine, we'd have to get extra resources, manpower, maybe set up a rope system to lower that patient down in a basket.
Battalion Chief Zach Adams says in the past, some of his paramedics have been injured from slipping on ice while trying to help a patient. And Hazard officials are asking everyone to using city water to conserve. They say a tank that supplies some important facilities like the hospital is critically low. Officials say there is now an outage on Highway 15 north from the Dollar General to the Breathitt County line, including the area around the airport. Right now, there are no plans to shut off other areas. Car washes have also been notified to stop operations. Water is being handed out at the airport terminal building. A Letcher County business that has served the Whitesburg community for nearly 8 decades is closing its doors this week. Western Auto, located in downtown Whitesburg, has been open since 1947. Originally operated by Owen Wright Sr. until his son Owen Wright II took it over after his death. Wright and his wife Barbara have worked in the space for 44 years, watching the business and economy shift and rolling with every hit. But now they say it is time to find a better balance. The Wrights are retiring, saying they chose not to pass on their store to their only son because he has a career in retail and family past and not in the future.
The world is in such a shape, you read more businesses closing than you do businesses opening. And it's just a difficult thing anymore to make it in business.
The couple is moving closer to their son who lives in Floyd County. The store officials closes today. The Primary Care Centers of Eastern Kentucky CEO Barry Martin was named SOAR's Business Person of the Year. Barry Martin founded Primary Care Centers of Eastern Kentucky in 2003. The company now employs more than 400 people throughout the region. Barry is described as a leader in Appalachia that paved the way for accessible health care in more rural parts of Eastern Kentucky. Folks believe he has provided hope for 23 years and counting.
It's an award that I accept on behalf of everybody in our organizations, because without them, like I said, I just get to have the pleasure of working with a great crew. I may sleep in Fayette County, but my heart is always in Eastern Kentucky.
Martin is also a board member for SOAR, or Shaping Our Appalachian Region. The award and dedication ceremony came as a surprise for Martin. He also said primary care is one of the largest rural health systems in Kentucky and the 3rd largest in the country. Still to come, this first of its kind theater, China, combines movies with virtual reality technology. We'll take a look at that on today's Eye on Entertainment report.
And we're tracking snow chances today. I'll tell you how much snow you can expect coming up.